what strategies do you recommend for designing approval workflows that align with the organization's hierarchical structures?
Okay, thank you. So organizational hierarchy, before we develop the workflow, one of the things, as I said in my previous session, that we need to align, first of all, organizational objectives, because that's one of the key things. And after that, we need to create what's the organization hierarchy that includes the reporting line, level of authority, and then other training and documentation. At the same time, how it will impact the decision-making process, along with the considering efficiency, collaboration within the department. So I can give you some of the strategy how we can keep this workflow developed. First of all, we need to make sure we can keep the proper reporting line. So who reports to whom? That's the key thing for the hierarchy. Because the workflow, if you are going from one step to other step, and how hierarchy we are going to develop, and that's it's a reporting line, a reporting structure is very important. At the same time, while developing the workflow, we need to also figure out what level of authority we need to give it to each, because we don't want to give every hierarchy to report, like manager to senior manager. So we can develop that what are the authority or limit or level of the authority every position has it. And based on that, you create the workflow. Then also need to have a clarity of the roles and responsibility. Who's approving, what their role would be, when why they are involved in the workflow. Because we don't want to involve everybody because you're a manager or director. You don't want to be involved for the workflow approval. We need to define what this person's roles and responsibility would be in this specific workflow process. And based on once we clarify the roles and responsibility, that will help to develop the workflow. And also another thing, as I said before, establishing the approval level, because we have to establish what approval level we need to focus, how they want to approve it, and how we can keep track of the approval via proper audit trail. But that is also, we need key things on the hierarchy level. The other thing would be we need to standardize the approval process. As we discussed in the previous session, that how is a company is a decentralized organization, we need to standardize the approval process, where how we can have a centralized organization where we have a systematic approval process, decentralize what the approval process should be, where it needs to be done, and what process needs to be focused on. The other thing we need to focus in utilizing the tool, what tool we are using it for the workflow, whether we are using the workflow management systems or any other tool, or are we going to have AI to be introduced for the workflow solution. And then the other thing we need to consider is providing the proper training and support, because whatever the workflow you develop, the people who are approving, they do not have proper training on the whatever the tool they are using it or what the system they are using it. The process would be inefficient, and it will take a lot more time, and it will delay the decision-making process as well as the approval process. And then last but not least is like our proper collaboration and coordination that we need to have, making sure that all cross-functional departments have proper collaboration and coordination. And then we need one more thing we need to develop is we need to get the proper accountability. The people who are approving the report, workflow, they have proper responsibility, accountability, and authority to approve it, and also needs to be traced by the making sure that whether proper accountability has been done, people have been approved properly, and then whosoever is responsible is also monitoring the workflow process, also that whether it's been done properly or not. All those things, and then last but not least, we need to make sure all those things, as I said before, it has to be aligned with the organizational objective and not any specific department objective. So that's pretty much how I would say the strategies we need to use to develop the proper workflow based on the organizational hierarchy.